representative for the Council on Legislation, a zone coordinator, which is interesting, training leader and district governor. President Holger is the CEO of Knaack KG real estate company. He was previously a partner and general manager of Knaack Enterprises, a 125-year-old family business. President Knaack and his wife Susan are major donors to the Rotary Foundation and members of the Bequest Society. Today, President Holger will share his insight into Rotary membership. Over to you, President Holger.
Thank you very much. It's an honor for me to be with you here today. And yes, thank you. I love it. It's a little bit early, but 8 o'clock, it's okay for me. That's the normal time when we are going to breakfast, Suzanne and I. Yes, it's amazing what is possible today. That's for me, it's always amazing. And I read when I logged in, I read membership champions of Zone 8. Is this your club?
No, Holger, the membership champions is the membership team, the Assistant Rotary Coordinators, our Rotary Regional Membership Officer, Barbara, our Director, our District Membership Chairs. They're all champions here, all champions of Zone 8.
I love it. I love it. That's when I done it. Yes. So I will speak not too long. I love it much more when we can chat a little bit. That's more interesting, and just hearing the president and what the Indians always say, they want to hear my wisdom. I think, hey, I have no wisdom. I have some experience as a member, as a normal member of Rotary International. And so good. I just see Jesse Harmon here. Hi, Jesse. Good to see you. It's always amazing if you all see all these pictures here and can look into the faces of Rotarians. I think that's for me, the most important thing, when I can see people smile. Yes, thank you. I'm at home like all of you. And being at home is definitely the most safest place right now in times like this year. I can tell you I'm at home since the 18th of March. So I'm just traveling a little bit in Germany, Austria, Switzerland, what I can do by car. And if I think about your distances in Australia, it's nothing. It's just a 9-hour trip to Austria, for example. That's nothing for you. So I do what I can here. But probably I'm the first president of Rotary International ever who is not able to travel international by plane. Nobody knows that. So, but I will definitely, with this, our president with the most contacts to Rotarians and speaking to so many Rotarians on the internet. I think that's the good thing of this pandemic. But at least it's how it is. I'm definitely saving a lot of money while not flying to different continents. That's definitely. The bad thing here is I'm gaining weight, because the food at home is much better than on planes, and also better than on large Rotary events, where we have mostly chicken, and for me, that's normally cold. So I'm here at home. I'm in Zoom meetings every day, and that's interesting. And sometimes, sometimes I'm a little bit disappointed and say to Susan, another Zoom meeting, and I've just time for a cup of coffee because I have to step into the next meeting. But when you are there and looking into the faces and everybody is, it's likes it, loves it, then it's great again. So it's sometimes it's an up and down, but I think it's how it is. I think that who everybody feels, who is day by day for several hours in Zoom meetings. When I spoke at the International Assembly about change, nobody had an idea how change could look like and how fast change would come. And I'm proud of our Rotary clubs, how fast they adopted change, how fast they went to Zoom meetings. And I think that's the really good thing of the pandemic, because we really found totally new ways to meet and to connect. And what I'm asking always Rotary clubs, please let's keep all these great things we are learning here with Zoom meetings. That is so important for our organization, and to keep our organization up to date. Let's keep all these things and more. Let's not do the old things we have done always in person. Now virtually, let's try to find totally new ways to meet virtually. What for me is right now very important is, and that's more for district governors or incoming directors, so we have to make sure that really all our Rotary clubs are meeting online, if possible. So that's I think that is so important. I don't know how it looks like the pandemic in your country. I think it's much better than here. Here it becomes winter, and our numbers here in Germany are really going up rapidly. Not as fast as and not as serious as in England or France or Italy, but it's definitely serious. And so all our clubs are back to Zoom meetings right now. That's let's see how we can survive this winter here in my area. But you know, we are anyway on the lucky side of life when I see what happens in South America, in India, and other parts of Southeast Asia. So nobody should be too disappointed in our part. But this for me is always a good time. And that's what I'm always asking Rotary clubs. Hey, this is a good time to make an assessment, to put everything on the table, to look what you can do better in your Rotary club. This is the time for change, because let's start from scratch and let's see if there are things to improve. Our meeting times, our meeting location, nearly everything, to make sure that we meet more and more the needs of our prospective members. You know, when I'm always talking about young people, young professionals, more women in Rotary, there's of course a reason. The reason is very simple for me. In most parts of the world, definitely in Australia, definitely in Europe, in the United States, our Rotary clubs become older and older and older. And that's okay. I really love to see my old friends in my Rotary club. We have one of our members passed away 2 years ago, but he was 104 and he came still to a meeting with 100. And that's great. I think that's diversity of age, diversity of generations. But we can't stop that. Our clubs will become older, but we have to make sure that we stay interesting, attractive for younger members. We are not able to make a Rotary club younger. That doesn't work. But we have to take care that we have in every single age group some members, so that new prospective members find some in their peer group if they are joining a Rotary club. So that's why I'm definitely looking always for younger members, definitely women. So my country is really a bad example. We have just I think a percentage of 12.5% women in our Rotary clubs, in average in Germany. In my district, what is the Northeast district, including Berlin? So we have 96 Rotary clubs, more than 4,000 members, and just seven clubs without women. So that's okay, but they're not enough in our Rotary clubs. So these two things are so important for me. And when someone asks me, what is your dream? What would you like to achieve in your year as RI president? I think, you know what, when I'm awaking at the 1st of July, 2021, I really would love to see Rotary more attractive for younger members. And I would definitely see more women in our Rotary club. So that's what I'm dreaming. That's what at least, so that's the overall goal I really try to achieve. Yes, so that's just some messages. And one of these messages definitely, please do your strategic meeting in your club. Whoever is joining us from different clubs here. This is so important because Rotary clubs are independent, and I'm really a totally fan of independent Rotary club because that makes us strong. But at least one strategic meeting so that every club can see by itself where they want to be in 5 years, 10 years, whatever. I think that's important, so that every club can find its own solution for its way into the future. When I think about how to select members, and that's always a question, my answer for this is always look for the best members who are a good fit to your Rotary club. I think that's important because I see personally a Rotary club as also a group of friends living with the same core values. And if we are looking for good friends, I think we will find friends for lifetime in our Rotary club. And that's so important. As important is that we meet also the expectations of our new members. That is so important. So there must be really a good fit, and they have to meet. And this is, I think with this, we can have a great retention in our Rotary clubs. You know, we are, I think, gaining about 150,000 members a year. And Jessie Harmon was chair of the membership committee. She knows exactly what I'm talking about. But we are losing the same number. And that's terrible. That's really terrible, because people who are leaving a Rotary Club are talking, and that affects definitely our image. Yes, let me come to the end. There's a lot to say. I can talk for an hour easy here without a script, but that's my daily work here right now. It's about our diversity, equity, and inclusion statement right now. You know what's going on in the United States, and there is still an issue, and again an issue. And they started a wave around the world regarding social justice. But this looks everywhere different. What is in America, what they call Black Lives Matters, that's just, you can find this just in the United States, because there's always a reason for this. And there's a reason in the United States, there's a reason in France, it's another reason in the United Kingdom, in Germany too. There are always different reasons why this happens. In France, in England, it's because of their colonies in Africa, in South Asia. In my country, it's more about refugees coming via the Mediterranean day by day, so that we can find more and more people. So racism looks everywhere different. And that's why these problems can just solved in every country, in each country, by people themselves. Racism looks different, but it's not just about racism, it's about diversity. And you can find diversity in every country, everywhere. And that is why Rotarians here really should raise their voice. And not just the president of Rotary International, everybody. All of us know situations when we are together with other people, that there are some sayings about other people, different people, whatever we call that. And I think I hate that. And we are not speechless as a personal Rotarian. I think we really should look for being open-minded and also raise our voice to speak against discrimination. And we can be proud, I think, that we started already 2 years ago and developed our diversity, equity, and inclusion statement. Not when it becomes difficult like now. No, we started that already 2 years ago to make very clear where the position of Rotary is. And it was really important to set up a task force, not just having a statement, but also taking action and try to train districts, clubs all over the world to look more for diversity, equity, and inclusion. And that's why we set up a task force that started to work just 3 weeks ago. And I'm very excited how this will work. They are successful. We started successful in very international group because, as I said in the beginning, it's a totally international issue. So I'm very excited about that, what we can see. It's about inclusion. And by the way, when I said, look for people who are a good fit for your Rotary Club, that includes this being more inclusive. Look for people who never thought about. This is so important. And then these people, of course, have to be a good fit to your Rotary Club. And I think with this, we can be more successful in Rotary. I'm totally sure. More inclusive, more welcoming, and yes, more opening more opportunities. And that's my very end comment about my theme, opening. Rotary opens opportunities. I love this theme. Of course I love it, because it works to different directions. It works for the people we serve when we are providing eyeglasses, a wheelchair, a microcredit for people in need. We are definitely opening opportunities for them. But we are also opening opportunities for us, because being a Rotary Club member, we have the opportunity to provide service. We have the opportunity to live a much more meaningful life. But it's also about personal growth in a Rotary Club. That's what I'm always telling Rotaractors. This is your opportunity to grow. And this is important. It's a way to become a better leader with our core values. It's about personal perspective. That was really important for me, going in a Rotary Club with so many diverse people, so that really widen my own perspective. It's about becoming a better public speaker. You learn that in a Rotary Club. Being an event manager, a project manager. There are so many things. Of course, being a part of an international and national network with people, yes, believing in the same core values. That's important. Not to talk about our youth programs, so many things. So there are so many opportunities Rotary opens for our members and also for new members. I think we can really let people know if we're asking them, hey, aren't you interested in becoming a member of our Rotary Club? So with this, I thank you for listening to me. There are always opportunities. And if you think about the 3 doors, it's up to us. Go through these doors to take these opportunities, and let's simply do it. There are definitely many opportunities. I thank you very much for listening.
Thank you, President Holger. And I think we should give you a virtual round of applause. That was very good. Thank you for those very inspirational words. And we have a few questions here. I did say we're Zone 8. Of course, Zone 8 covers New Zealand, the Pacific Islands, and Australia, of course. And we have a few questions that we'll ask you. The first one's about retention. What are the best ways to increase retention?
Yeah, that's what I said. If you have looking for new members, simply look for members who are a good fit to your Rotary Club. And that's, every Rotary Club is so different to others. So my example here is Berlin, to see the difference also. Berlin has 32 Rotary clubs. And there are the 4 oldest clubs, and these are people with clubs with distinguished people. They are looking for a new ambassador if he or she is coming into town, and people are lining up to become part of this distinguished group. That's okay. And there are other clubs, new clubs, very active clubs, also older clubs, but also especially some new clubs created by Rotaractors. And they are really, really attractive and effective. And people are lining up also in these clubs to become members. So that shows us how different it is. Totally different groups of people want to join different Rotary clubs. So that's why I'm always say, let's make sure that our new members are a good fit to our Rotary club. That's number 1. And number 2 is care, taking care of our members. That's so important, making sure that they are coming into the meeting. So my wife, Susan, when she went to her drive to her Rotary Club meetings, she always picking up 3 people, sometimes 4. And I think, Susan, why are you doing that? That's easier for them, and you're much faster if you're not picking up so many people. And then Susan said to me, you know what? It's very simple. With this, I can make sure that they will join the meeting. So, this is something I think with this, you can really raise your intention rate in your Rotary Club.
Very good. Now, Holger, we've got a question here, and you probably touched a bit on this, on new club types. What do you see as the value of introducing new types of clubs?
Yes, people are becoming are so different. And so different club models could really fit to different people. It's not about service here. It's not about different club models with good service, with less service, or that's not the reason. Simply looking for club models what are a better fit to prospective members. And if you think a very, very successful model right now are passports clubs. These are clubs with not a home base. So they are more focused on service and then visiting other clubs. What is easy right now with Zoom meetings, satellite clubs is really, it's good if you offer another type of meeting for younger members in your own traditional Rotary Club, of course. There are more cause-based clubs. They are just focusing on one cause, on water or whatever. Like it or not, but it works, and that's okay if people are all working for one cause. There are so-called flex clubs. These clubs have flexible rules. They are meeting sometimes twice a month just for projects and for service, and then so there are different flexible meeting rules. So whatever fits best to the members. I think the story behind this is here. Especially in this changing times, we are offering different people different club models. It's not about our core values. It's not about our service. It's just about a different club experience to different people.
Very good. Now there's one here for Rotaract. What changes do you foresee now that Rotaract has been elevated as a full partner, e.g. dues, governance, etc.?
Yes, that's a definitely difficult question, because here everything is under construction. Because I'm working so many years so close with Rotaractors, and for me, I don't see any difference between a Rotary Club and a Rotaract Club. And for me, what we have done, I think that was the right way. Not waiting for years and then and developing all questions. We just made them members, the Rotaract Clubs, members of Rotary International, without knowing how that could work. So there is a lot to decide, administrative things, what about their responsibilities, about their benefits in Rotary, and especially their how they are in districts. So this is still under construction, so that what I can tell you here. But they will be eligible to apply for global grants if they have done some before. And they are in most of our committees, they are now members, and first time also on the board of directors, we have a Rotaract advisor. So we are coming closer and closer here to equality with Rotaract. It takes some time, but you know, we are changing a lot in Rotary, and that's with every general change, we include Rotaract here.
Very good. Now you touched on diversity, but we have a question here. How do we increase diversity in Rotary? For example, women, younger people, LGBTQ. How do we do that?
Yes, thank you. So whatever Rotary International is controlling, like selecting training leaders or regional leaders, we are really carefully look for diversity if we do this. And we do this. It's difficult when we are for what we cannot control. So as example, the board of directors, 2 years ago, there was not a single woman on the board of directors. Next year, this year there are 6. Next year, there will be 9 women among 18. I think that's amazing how this can happen. So the only thing we can do is encourage Rotary clubs to look for more female presidents. With this, there is a good option to have more female governors, and with this, more female directors. So I think the only thing Rotary International do can encouraging clubs and districts, simply in their election process, to look also for all kinds of people here, and not just focus on old men, what we have done in the past.
Very good. Now we move to that lovely word COVID. How do you see our experiences with COVID changing Rotary on a permanent basis?
Yes, of course. That's why we were enforced to change and to move to Zoom meetings through COVID-19, nearly everywhere. And right now, as I said, things becomes really worse, really bad in Europe, so that every Rotary Club is hopefully every Rotary Club is back to Zoom meetings right now. So this changed our organization totally. It also changed the way we are providing services. So my hope is definitely that if we are coming back to the so-called new normal, that we are keeping all the good things. What we are doing right now, I'm here with you coming from Europe and you're in Australia. Let's keep all these things. This makes Rotary much more interesting than we ever thought. By the way, the Rotary, the board of directors is meeting. We are saving so many costs and we are with this much more flexible, more effective, and as I said, definitely more inexpensive. There are many good things we should really keep if we are coming back.
Very, very good. Thank you for that. A question on flexibility. What advice can you give to clubs to increase flexibility?
Yes, that's an easy but not an easy question. I think this is the time right now to go in many Zoom meetings. You're at home, and just not all of us are, but these clubs are at more in Zoom meetings. There are so many clubs in Europe and the United States are meeting in Zoom meetings. So what I would encourage you, just step into different Zoom meetings of other clubs. And with this, it's like a journey around the world. You will see so many different options, how Rotary clubs are meeting and what they are doing. There was never a better time to get great examples about flexibility. So that's, I encourage you simply to leave your clubs and go on a journey around the world, even if it's a Zoom meeting journey, but you will see so many different models and so many new ideas, and that's what I would like to encourage you to do.
Very good. Now we have one more on cost. For various reasons, cost of Rotary membership seems to be increasingly problematic. How can we reduce the cost of Rotary membership?
Yes, thank you for that question. That's always something I'm concerning. So by the way, Rotary International and the board of Rotary International and the board of trustees yesterday during this joint meeting, we had a long session just about a change in our organization, and that was also about our costs in Rotary International. So we are really taking care of that. The dues to Rotary International, that's in most countries the smallest part for our Rotary Club members. There are dues for districts, there are dues for clubs, and there is, of course, the costs for lunch or dinners. In this picture, the dues for Rotary International is definitely the smallest part. The biggest part, the largest part is our dinners and lunch weekly. And that's why we are right now saving a lot of money when we are at home. But I think every Rotary Club really should, when I talk about a strategic meeting, should think about these costs and if they are acceptable for new members, for younger members. And not just the cost, it's also about the time at noon, who has the time to stay longer in a Rotary Club meeting when others are working. So I think this is something every club has to put on the table and discuss it. And by the way, my own district this year doesn't ask for dues because there are no large events in my district. And so the governor decided we don't ask for any dues because there's money enough in our treasury right now. So there are many opportunities to look for that.
Thank you, Holger. Now, I understand you've got another 7 of these Zoom meetings to attend today, so we won't hold you too much longer, but I've got one really good question to ask you at the end. It's what was your Rotary moment and why did you join Rotary? We'll finish with that one.
So I was a member starting, I think, with 29, being in part of an organization called Roundtable, what is very successful in Europe. I don't know if this is known in Australia. But this is, we have to leave this organization with 40. And I think it's interesting. This Roundtable organization was founded 1927 in England. For two Rotarians founded this new organization, two Rotarians who were tired just to sit next to gray-haired old men. And so they created a new organization with the same values, but you have to leave this organization with 40 to keep it a young organization. So, and for me, it was, yes, definitely a goal to be also been asked to become a member of our Rotary Club, like so many of my friends. The major reason for me was really to get another perspective, meeting so many diverse, different people. That was the main reason that I wanted to join this Rotary Club. And then I became very fast involved in Rotary Youth Exchange through our camp we are organizing here in my area for people around the world. And with this was really a change in my mind. And that was my special moment. So we hosted over the years, Suzanne and I, 43 youth exchange students. And with this definitely changed my mind. This definitely changed everything. Suzanne always tell, with our many youth exchange students, this really raised our level of tolerance in our small family, because we don't have any children by our own. So that's still my Rotary moment, and this is coming again and again, because when people, former youth exchange students coming back to us, some of them are coming every second year for some holiday days, bringing their children. One brought his mother with us last year. So I think this is always Rotary moments, because we definitely changed people's life with this.
Thank you very much. And I think that's probably why you've got such a youthful outlook, because you've had such a lot of big exposure to Rotary Youth Exchange. Now, I just wanted to say, on behalf of everybody here from Zone 8, which is Australia, New Zealand, Pacific Islands, thank you very much for giving your time today and speaking with us. We really enjoyed talking with you. And I want to do a bit of a shout out to a couple of people. I've got a fantastic team here working in membership. Starting with Jessie Harmon, who's the director-elect. She is absolutely fantastic, motivational, inspirational. She's fantastic, as is Barbara Medford, our regional membership officer. One word to describe Barbara is awesome. And of course, I've got a fantastic assistant Rotary Coordinator team and lots of district membership chairs out there that work tirelessly, trying to increase our members and our numbers in Zone 8. So on behalf of all those people, thank you very much for coming today, and we'll understand that now you need to leave.
Thank you, Adrian. You know, in my written duties for RI president, there's written I have to inspire Rotarians everywhere. But to be very honest, Rotarians are inspiring me. So that's and I'm very thankful for that. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you for listening to me, and all the best. And what I'm always saying, don't forget also to have fun in Rotary, and please stay healthy. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, well, hello everyone. I hope you enjoyed that. I did get a few extra questions come in later, but unfortunately we just didn't have time to ask every question that came in. But I'm sure that if you want to send them to somebody, like someone important like Jessie or Barbara, they'll answer them for you, or find the answers out for you. Now, as you may or may not know, all our assistant Rotary coordinators meet on a bi-monthly basis, and we talk about all the successes that we've had around the districts, and we share all that information to hopefully spread all the good news. So we're going to move now into our assistant Rotary coordinator updates, and they're all going to over the next few minutes. They're going to have 2 minutes each just to tell us what's happening in their neck of the woods. Now we have first up Damien. Damien was on his way home from work. Hopefully he's there. Can we unmute Damien?
I'm here now.
Oh, good. And now Damien is our youth membership advisor to our team, and his focus is on youth and alumni. So Damien, would you like to give your 2-minute report?
Thanks, Adrian. So as Adrian mentioned, my role was recently developed. So my role is to provide support across the zone in the areas of alumni, younger membership and youth programs. Our development of strong youth programs is fundamental to our further engagement of alumni and potentially bolstering our organisation through the attraction of younger members. So during the past couple of months, I've provided support to Director-elect Jessie and Coordinator Adrian, along with a small group of ARCs, in delivering a collection of presentations to interested Rotarians about new club types, with practical examples of how these have been successful. I've liaised with district governors and district membership chairs across the zone in relation to younger membership, youth programs and the effective engagement of alumni. I've written a couple of articles for RDU in relation to alumni engagement and how to best integrate younger members into existing clubs. I've written articles for our regional publication, so Rotary on the Move, in relation to alumni engagement. I've written articles about youth programs as the starting point for one's Rotary experience. I've been engaging with clubs, districts and across the zone by presenting at meetings and providing advice, both in question and answer and also in presentation form. I've been a contact point for district governors in relation to challenges they've had with the various programs through provision of assistance to obtain an outcome with one program significantly impacted by COVID-19. I'm also assisting districts in relation to the areas for which I'm responsible, who are developing new districts or merging, and providing guidance and facilitating sessions. But much of my time is reinforcing that I'm a resource that is available to provide support to districts and across the zone.
Thanks very much for that, Damien. Now we've got past District Governor David Egan. David, if you could unmute and give us your brief update.
Yep, thanks, Adrian. Can you see me all right?
We can. What a pleasure.
Okay, yeah, look, I'm in my first year as an Assistant Rotary Coordinator and still learning, to tell you the truth. I have 6 districts. Well, actually, they've been converted into 4 because 4 of them came together. So we've now got 4 out of those quite large districts. And my district membership chairs are all very passionate, highly motivated and committed people, I've learnt. They have some excellent leadership and change management skills. I'm astounded, actually, and some wonderful Rotary experience as well. So I'm pretty lucky and learning a bit from them. I've observed, as I said, I've been building relationships with them, but I have observed, particularly lately, that some of the district management chairs are a bit frustrated. Some even say things are not happening from their perspective, and that with perhaps not as much support as they would like in their own districts. That's a bit controversial. I'm not going to name anybody or anything like that, but I thought just throw it out there because I think, you know, from my own experience, I believe that the challenge of our membership is a very, very big one, and both as a district governor and as a district management chair, I think we're all over the place to some degree, and I believe that we need a more strategic regional approach to make it happen. And some of these membership chairs are saying to me exactly the same thing, and I'm pleased that earlier this year that combining with Adrian, also at the request of our Director-elect Jessie, that we have got some things moving in terms of new clubs, and we've had a couple of terrific events in that regard. I'm a firm believer, however, that our old district model has been perhaps suited to the past, and that we need to find new ways to be more strategic and effective, particularly in this area of membership, which has been going backwards for a long, long time, as we all know. So for my sins, I'm involved also on the regional pilot project, and there are some developments that are happening in that regard, which I believe that all of us who are interested in membership can participate in a strategic sense and be more effective. So that's about the extent of my report at the moment. Thanks, Adrian.
Thanks very much for that, David. Now we've got Peter Frill, the other side of the country.
Okay, thanks, Adrian. If you can hear me and see me okay now.
You can.
Yep, I've got some notes here. The 4 districts I cover are 9790, my own district 9800, in which I'm also the membership chair, 9810 and 9820. All these are around, have part of Melbourne and also country Victoria. As you would all understand from a national and international perspective, we're just getting out of a very long lockdown period, one of the tightest lockdowns. Despite that, all the clubs pretty much are meeting online and have already started doing projects, a bit like Holger was talking about. I think the adversity factor has made us quite resourceful, and I don't think that's going to disappear. So we also haven't suffered much in the way of loss of membership, which we were worried about. So both from member welfare viewpoint and a member retention viewpoint, the districts and clubs seem to be tracking quite well, perhaps better than we all thought, 6 months ago. The other thing I'd like to mention, how Holger talked about diversity, equity and inclusion. My own district, 9800, has put together last year a cross-club, a district level committee. And this, I think, is quite important for educating clubs about diversity, equity, inclusion and how they could grow their membership. I think somebody's sharing there, inadvertently. And the other committee we put together was environmental sustainability. Both of these are run at a district level and provide, representatives. We've sought representatives from the clubs and to cooperate on projects that are happening in both those areas. And I think this is a key thing if you want to grow the sort of potential members we haven't attracted previously to our clubs. You have to reach out to them, and it's a sort of an education process. It's a multi-year issue. We do have in the 4 districts some great examples on satellite clubs, passport clubs, parent clubs, and in Victoria we also have redefined standard bylaws that meet state government requirements and RI requirements that cover 3 new membership categories of associate member, family member and corporate member, which are available to all clubs. So many of the clubs are adopting those new bylaws and constitution, and that allows them then to do the flexibility we're talking about. Without dragging the 2 minutes on too much longer, I'd just like to say that also in Victoria, we have for the last 9 years had 3 to 5 districts cooperating on the multi-district pets, and these are all face-to-face in one location. Previously, that's all being done online. We've got another 4 district online version of pets coming up in the new year, and they're using a learning management system to do that. So there's huge collaboration taking place, and like David, who's also involved with me and with Ingrid in the regional project of how to better work across Australia, New Zealand, the Pacific, I think we've got so much potential collaboration we can leverage. We really don't want to miss this opportunity, and we do need to work tightly together under Jesse's direction, but as a cooperative, collaborative group coming up with strategies where it makes sense to work together in a multi-district manner. And I think the district membership chairs will get the benefit of it, and really we don't want to have to relearn things all over the country. We should be taking best practice and applying it everywhere. Anyway, that's enough for me.
Thank you, Peter. That's what you call a past district governor 2 minutes, but that was very interesting.
Sorry.
Very interesting to listen to anyway. Now, we were going to go to past district governor Ingrid Ward, who's actually on a vacation, and she couldn't make it tonight, but she has sent a report through to our good friend RMO Barbara Medford. So Barbara, would you be able to give us that report from Ingrid, please?
Sure, Adrian. So Ingrid looks after 9910 and 9930, which is in New Zealand. And I know that we've got our district membership chair, Matt, here, and Mike, and also DG Elaine is here as well. So I'll just quickly read what Ingrid had sent to me. So in District 9930, there's an active passport club, and they are looking at another one and possibly a satellite club. And clubs are meeting, they're back to meeting face to face, but there are some clubs that are also embracing online meetings as well. So embracing the flexibility that we were talking about before. And in 9910, we have a new satellite that's about to get up and running. And this is going to be the district's 6th satellite, and with a few more in development as well. And they're also working on getting clubs to re-engage with projects, to have something enticing to ask prospective members to be involved in, and continuing to work on promoting clubs information nights using what we call colloquially the YAS model, which is something that was put together by Judy Ford from District 9705. So it's a Rotary information event. Plus, they have also had some great success with the new Volunteer with Rotary website as well. So it's a volunteering website, and that's to get people from the community engaged. So that was the roundup from Ingrid.
Thank you very much, Barbara. Now we're going to go to, well, staying in New Zealand, or going back to New Zealand, to past District Governor Marion Johnson. Marion, would you like to unmute and give us your 2 minutes, please?
Thank you, Adrian. I look after 2 districts in New Zealand, 9980, the southernmost district in our little country of 5 million, pretty much at the farthest edge of the Rotary world, I guess. Currently in discussion with its neighbouring district to form a new district, 9999. That's pretty cool. They have still some issues to work through, but negotiations are well underway there. This district has already seen a small increase in membership this Rotary year, and the goal is to increase this year membership numbers by at least the number that they lost last year, which was 45. So to achieve this, they're focusing on 2 areas. Firstly, retention, and the quote the DMC gave me was, before you open the front door, you need to close the back door. So they're aware that in inviting people in is only part of the issue. You've got to make sure you look after the ones you have. And secondly, they're talking about the necessity of creating an attractive club environment, asking people, would you invite someone to join your club? And if not, what is it that needs fixing? They're recognising that the fix may be to start a satellite or a new club, even if existing clubs aren't capable of making the changes that are going to be needed. My other district is 9920, which is essentially Auckland City, our largest city, plus some of our Pacific Island nations. So quite a different demographic there. They also have a focus on retention and looking for opportunities to start new clubs, especially in areas of population growth that they're seeing in that big city as a result of migration, returning New Zealanders due to COVID, etc. Pretty exciting. At the end of this week, they are chartering a new club with 22 members, and another club is about in the next week to induct another 7 members. Interestingly, of those 2 clubs, one of them is made up of members of the Indian community and the other Chinese. So these are sort of developing trends in the bigger cities. So that boost of 30 members is quite a significant positive for District 9920. With a membership currently standing at less than 1,300, they've got some positive growth happening. Cheers.
Thank you very much, Marion. That was great. Now, staying in New Zealand, we're going down to past District Governor Karen Perdue. Karen? Unmute, Karen. She hasn't gone to the bar, has she?
Adrian, I have Mike here. I haven't seen her since I connected. I'm sorry, I was away for a while. The power went off, but I haven't seen it.
She was there just a minute ago when I was looking in the list. Okay, well, we might have to come back to Karen. We'll go to our good friend in District 9670, where all the good wine comes from, the Hunter Valley, past District Governor past District Governor Brian Coffey.
Thanks, Adrian. I'm a lot younger than Peter. I might feel like him, but I'm a lot younger. Brian Coffey. I've got 4 districts: District 9650, 670, 675 and 685. So it's a fair lump of New South Wales. My main emphasis in recent times has been communicating with the clubs and working with them with what I developed as a spreadsheet, basically a 1-page spreadsheet that gave the membership chairs, the district governors, election nominees, a clear picture of everything that was available on My Rotary, plus projects that I utilised. The only source we had was Rorke's. And I put all that together and gave them information on how their districts are going. We did have a meeting in relation to that, and I noted tonight that the 4 district membership chairs are on, 2 of the DGs are on, there's a couple of DGEs and the GGN, so that's fantastic that they have come along. But a lot of the information I gave them was very similar to what Holger was talking about, in identifying age groups where people are missing and what you have to concentrate on. The members who participated in that event were very appreciative of it. I've had, there was one district didn't get my email, so they have come back and they've shared it and they're quite amazed over it. We're going to continue that on a quarterly basis, updating that information, sharing it with them. And I've been working just in recent times with Raeanne Medford. She's on here tonight. She's out doing membership seminars around 9650, and I worked on her. I work with her today on with some ABS statistics, and it's something that's close to Peter Frew's heart there, to assist them when they're going out, when she's going out, and talking to them about the real demographics of who's in their community, who they need to target, and how to target them. And it's something again that Holger expressed earlier. So I think we're going quite well here, Adrian, in the 4 districts. I'm quite happy with, I'm very happy that everyone's on tonight, and quite happy with how we're going along.
Thank you very much, Brian. And it's interesting to note you've got parking for your vehicles just outside your door, so that's very handy, especially in this wet weather. Or are they?
It's only my bikes.
No, the ones out on the front veranda. They're kids' Tonka toys. Now we might try Karen. Karen was having trouble with her microphone, but Karen, do you want to have a try and see if it's working?
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Great, awesome. So I look after District 9970 and 9940. And I was very excited to attend a charter event in Christchurch last week with the Rotary Club of Rolleston in Christchurch. And it's really exciting because that's the first new club in 8 years in District 9970 to be chartered. And even more exciting is that they have 2 more in the development phase. We've also got quite a good success story there from the Lincoln Club, which has had 8 to 10 new members in the last 6 months. And 30% of the members have been in the club less than 3 years. And so they're on track now to become one of the largest clubs in the district. And both the new club and the Lincoln new members have come from new housing development areas. And they've really looked at, in Lincoln, at expanding the culture of their club. I've been supporting and working with Nick Courtney, who's the district governor-elect there, but previously the co-chair of the membership development group, and Ari Gerloff. And I think it's really important to acknowledge the awesome job that public image in that district has been doing in supporting the raising the profile of Rotary and in the development of these new clubs, and a lot of success of this of these new clubs goes to the hand-in-hand thing that's been happening with public image. I'm also involved in the transition team for the creation of the new district that Marion mentioned. And I just want to acknowledge the support of Damien Leach, because as part of our creation of a new district, we've formed a group of 16 new generation Rotarians, new to Rotary and in the younger age group. And they are going to be quite crucial, we think, in helping us create a district that's different to either of the 2 that we're bringing into the into the creation of the new district. And Damien, I think, is a really going to be a fantastic facilitator, and this just shows the value of having someone like him as part of the ARC team. District 9940 is concentrating their efforts really on retention, a little bit like 9980, while still investigating opportunities for new clubs. And they, I understand, have just chartered a new Rotary Club as well. And perhaps one thing I'd just like to mention to finish is that the ARCs in Aotearoa, we recently facilitated a Zoom get-together of all our district membership chairs. And really it's just to offer support and encouragement to each other, to share our success stories and perhaps, you know, share our frustrations. However, the first meeting went really well and the district membership chairs would like to continue that on a bi-monthly basis. So that's me.
Very good. Thank you very much, Karen. Yes, I hope you are. All the district membership chairs are meeting on a bi-monthly schedule with their ARCs. So I think it's quite good to share that information. Now we have, I think Ida, you're not there. I think she's an apology. Okay, and also past district governor Linda McCleary is online, but she's unwell and she's unable to speak. But Linda, if you want to put anything in the chat column to everyone, if you've got anything you want to share, please feel free to do that. In the meantime, we'll go to our last, but not by all means the least, ARC, past district governor Doug Sinclair up in Queensland. Over to you, Doug.
Thanks, Adrian. I assume you can hear me. Yeah, welcome to sunny Queensland. We've had flash flooding and torrential rain the last 2 nights, so we're okay. New clubs seems to be a significant part of the solution to our membership challenge, and all 3 of the districts that I'm focusing on, that's 9600, 9630 and 9640, they recognise the importance of establishing new clubs. But also the importance of not just having a new club, but having an innovative club if possible. And there have been a couple of fairly good examples in the recent times, and some more coming up, of the innovative types of new clubs that you can have. You would be aware, hopefully, that we established an LGBTI Rotary Club not too long ago. I think they were championed at the online convention. We've also got one coming up. We've got a Global Nurses and Midwives Club, which I'm sure, I know Linda would probably be interested in hearing that too as a nurse, but that's a new type of club that we're hoping to charter soon, and that'll be an international global e-club. So it's the innovative and new clubs that I think that are helping us to stay afloat in many respects. You know, the new clubs get offset sometimes by losing some smaller and less functional clubs, but that's not such a bad thing, really. We've got to replace some of the old with the new on occasions when they run out of time. In the 3 districts in northern New South Wales, southern Queensland, we've put on a net of 85 since July 1st. So we're actually in the positive, which is great to see. We hope we can maintain that. And I guess that's a credit to the district governors, the district membership chairs, and the club presidents and members as well, that's been happening. So that's about it, Adrian, from me from the last. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Doug. Very well done. Now, in closing, I just want to say thank you, everybody, for your attendance. I hope you enjoyed the meeting as much as I did. I want to encourage each and every one of you to reach out to your district membership, your assistant Rotary Coordinator, that's district membership chairs, the G-Train, and also reach out to Barbara. She's always happy to help. Not for the next 2 weeks, because she's going on a little short leave, but after that, she'd be very happy to see you. So good night, everybody. Thank you, Jessie, for joining us. Looking forward to working with you in the coming years. We'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.